Hello again, my dear. Thank you for following my channel. Thank you for commenting my videos. If even I didn't publish new videos, it supports me a lot. And when I read your words, your opinions that you share in the comments, I wish to continue and I want to make new useful videos for you. And right now I'm in sunny Istanbul in Turkey. Making these videos, and again I continue my way with my family to a new country without war, because the war in Ukraine doesn't stop. Today I would like to share with you 3 scam stories that different men with different background from different countries shared with me. I want to show you exact screenshots from the conversation, exact phrases that some scammers use. Sometimes they are typical. So that in your life, when you meet someone on a dating site or maybe in social networks, use and you recognize these red flags right away. All these 3 men gave this permission to share their stories in my videos. Of course, we delete their names, their pictures, but you see the exact phrases, exact sentences that such women use. I hope it will be helpful for you, because quite often I get requests from different men and asking me for my advice to let them know if it's true, if it's sincere girl or it's a new scam story. And as soon as I noticed there are more and more such questions, I suggest you now to come to the consultation and have a full consultation with me about your case. Discuss it in details, because of course I'm not a fortune teller, but according to my experience, talking to many men, seeing many stories, I can say maybe with 95% of validity that this story is scam. So let's start. Let's start from the first story. Let's name this man John. And he wrote me on Facebook that he started dating with one girl. He met her on Tinder, and he wanted to have a normal conversation with her, and he needed the help of our translator during this conversation. So he applied to me to help him with the translation. One of our translators did it for this couple, and it seems this man liked this woman, this girl, very much. She was talking to him in a warm way. She was sending very, very beautiful pictures, and you know, men are visuals. You always pay attention to the beauty, and sometimes you lose your head. That's why he was fully charmed, and she told right away she would like to come to him to Canada. That's why she needs visa, and he can make this way for her to get visa quicker if he sends her money for bribe to make this process faster. As soon as I did this visa for my family too, I know the Canadian embassy and Canadian government, the whole country, it's not about bribe at all, so it's impossible. And moreover, he also sent me the screenshot with the picture of your passport, this visa, so-called visa. I checked with my friends who helped me with visa, and it turned out it was false. It was just maybe Photoshop or some other program that did this picture. Anyway, it was on the stage when he already sent her money for bribe to speed up the process with her visa, so she could come to him quicker. Then she started to ask him for money to get to Poland, where from she would fly to Canada. After that, she sends him information that she has big bribes, big debts in Ukraine. That's why they don't let her go. They don't let her leave Ukraine without paying it previously. And on this stage, thanks God, this man, John, stopped communication with her, and she understood it was just another scam story. But again, what was very remarkable, these girls are usually very beautiful, or whoever uses their pictures, as they send new and new amazing pictures to you constantly, as they talk to you in a very, very warm way. They agree with almost everything, and the only aim is to get as much money as possible from you. If he could proceed with her, he would probably pay for her tickets, he would probably pay for her way to Poland, to leave for Canada, and until her date of supposed arrival to Canada, he would lose much more money. So be cautious, and on the one hand, when we start new relationships, there should be trust, there should be openness for another person. On the other hand, be cautious about scam, about lying people in the internet when you can't control it. So keep the golden middle. Another scam story happened to another man. He was applying to us for some time, and we talked like friends. And he came to Ukraine even during the war, and the next day after he came, he shared with me the story that in a cafe he met a beautiful, gorgeous girl. She was taking initiative, reaching him. Everything is so good. And then it turned out he got extra prices, too high prices in a restaurant where they spent time together. He quickly understood this was again one more scam and left her. But again, pay attention to some specific things that such women can do. For Ukrainian women, it's still very remarkable that our women expect initiative from a man first, and they expect men to be active in building the relationship, making the first steps and so on. In this case, this girl was very active with this man. She made a high eye contact with him, and a very strong eye contact, and he made the conclusion she is very interested. That's why they started the relationships. If the woman is serious, if the girl is serious, she in most cases she will be quite modest, and she will wait for your attention first, your initiative. So all the very active girls in reaching you, it can be a sign that these girls are not sincere. And in this case, he got overcharged like for £500. But I heard many stories when men got overcharged and they got bills like $3,000, $5,000 for one evening in a restaurant. And especially it was popular before the war, when many foreigners came to Odessa, met girls on Tinder and so on. And third story, this man applied to me, just asked for my advice about his situation with this girl from my client. And he met this girl in Romania. This girl was from Ukraine, fleeing from war in Ukraine. And he sent me around maybe 30 screenshots, if not more, with some phrases of these girls. But when I started to analyze the situation, I just read 5 or 7 of them and understood immediately it was not true relationships, it was not a sincere girl, and the only wish of her was to get money of him. Now I will share with you some reasons why you should send money, in which cases, and when it's not a scam. Okay, I understand that in most cases men feel very uncomfortable not to pay. They feel shame to refuse to pay a bill, but it is the way how men get used. So be attentive to such details, to little details, and if you doubt in something, you can always write me and arrange personal consultation with you, where you can tell your story in details and I will share my opinion on it. As for my clients applying for our matchmaking service, I always suggest and advise not to send money to a girl during the first 3 months of your communication, dating at least. Of course, sometimes men don't obey me. They send money to help a woman much earlier, but if woman is sincere, it's okay, it leads to building relationships further and so on. But we can't read people's mind, so I chose this strategy, just advise not to send any money. If you want to make her a gift, you can make gift delivery for her. If you want to surprise her with her favorite perfume, you can also order it online. Of course, sometimes you can send money to her to buy it, but then it's your choice. You don't call it a scam. It's your free will. And sometimes I advise men, if you want to send money to a woman, if you feel sorry for her because of some situation, if you just want to help her and support her, okay, you can do it, but take it like charity. Don't expect her to be next to you all her life just because you sent her money. And of course, if you meet the situation when she constantly hints you about lack of money in her life, or she constantly tells you about her problems every single day, tells you that she is crying, life is bad, and so on and so on, this is a big red sign. Because what I noticed, if man really wants to help, if he really cares about the woman, he can help her. If even she doesn't think about hinting him, he will find a way to support her, to be a real man, to be a gentleman. But if you get already requests to send you money, it's a bad sign. Please share your scam stories if you met them in your life. Maybe we will know something new, and we will find out the ways how to avoid them. Thank you for being with me, and thank you for following me, and see you soon in my new videos.